Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Lily, and I am so happy that you are here with me today. In today's video, I am going to be working on fall themed Rolodex cards. Now, for the past few days, I have been working on building ephemera for three future fall junk journals that I am currently working on. And so I thought I would bring you along and show you how I made these super cute Rolodex cards using vintage Rolodex cards, cards that I have thrifted. And so I went ahead and I did prepare a few off camera and then just so I could show you what we are going to be working on. And I have everything ready, and that's what I've been spending a lot of my time doing is making all the little bits and pieces, die cutting all the things, and fussy cutting, and just preparing all of the little elements that I plan on using in the ephemera. And so I have die cut and punched out little things like acorns and then pieced them together. Also, those fall leaves are from a Tim Holtz framelits or little thin dies. I should have had it ready so I could show you what it was that I used, but oops, I forgot. I do show you one of them. This one right here. This is also a Tim Holtz die, and it is a big die that I used. I love these, and it's I like how you can cut multiple sheets of paper on this, and then everything from felt and even thin chipboard. So I have all of these little elements ready. I've used a random selection of papers. I've actually used scraps to punch out all of these little bits and pieces. So I'm just kind of showing you. I've used glitter paper and plain cardstock and printed scrapbooking paper. I also used a Tim Holtz die to make these rosettes, and these were fun to make. And so I only spent a couple of hours the other day making these. And I used fall themed papers that I had in my stash. I'm holding everything or corralling all of these little bits and pieces into this food tray. It's actually a food tray I picked up at the Dollar Tree. Oh my gosh, the Dollar Tree had so many cute things. But I held back from overspending at the Dollar Tree because I can get carried away. But I thought this tray would be perfect for holding and separating all of these little die cuts. I've also brought in some other little bits and pieces. Those sunflowers are items that I purchased in at Hobby Lobby early in the season. Those are felt sunflowers, and then the ones at the bottom are die cuts. And let's just get to work. And once you start in a project, the easiest thing to do is to have all of your ingredients or all of your supplies ready within arm's reach, and then once you know what project you are going to work on, then it's just easy to build your ephemera or create your project. Okay, you guys, I'm giving you a sneak peek of the three fall junk journals that I am working on, and they're currently being held in this container where I just put all of the scraps and keep all of those fall scraps all together so that I can just grab from that box so everything is cohesive. But here is a sneak peek, you guys. These are absolutely gorgeous. Well, I think they are. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just giving you a sneak peek of the front covers. They will have two signatures, and oh my gosh, they are so stinking cute. I love them so much. I was only going to do one, and then one turned to two, and then two turned to three. And it's because I had all of the pieces at the ready. And so if I'm going to make one, I'm going to make two, I'm going to make three. That's just the way I work. I work in multiples. So I'm hoping that I will have these ready within a week or so that I can show you a flip through. So that is where all of these beautiful little pieces are going. They're going to go live in one of these journals. In the past, I have used or made Rolodex cards, and I use them as my business cards, and I put a label on the back with all of my information. But I'm not using these for my business cards. You like how I say that? My business cards. These are just going to be little, like little journaling cards, or something you might want to use in your Rolodex if this is something that you do. So, you know, but I thought it would be fun to make. Working on smaller substrates sometimes is easy. You can make so much more, and then it's not so intimidating or overwhelming because you don't have such a large canvas to work on. We're talking about I think these are like 3x4 cards. So it just makes it go by much easier. Now, even though the Rolodex cards had a natural patina, I went ahead and used a little bit of vintage photo to add some little darker edges around them. I'm pulling in some of the scraps, and these are actually leftovers from the rosettes that I made. I don't throw anything away if I could use it. And these strips came in handy, and I'm just going to collage just a couple of them on the face of the cards. And you can see all the other ones, I've done the exact same thing. I've just pulled apart a couple of strips and glued them down. When I was working on the other Rolodex cards, I went through a glue stick. It makes me feel so happy, you guys, when I use up my supplies, because to me it means that I am creating, and I'm not hoarding my supplies like I used to. So I'm using things up because I've said it many times. I don't want my things to get old. I don't want them to become dated. So we're just going to use everything up. So I was really excited that I went through a glue stick. And because I had the tape runner handy, that is what I'm reaching for. So just layering a couple of these pieces. I'm showing you here how I've done that. The more layers you add to your project, the more interest it has. And so the first layer is obviously the Rolodex card, and then we're adding some more interest by distressing the edges. And then using pattern paper also adds visual interest to the background. So, which is basically what we are doing right now. We are just setting the foundation, creating a background, and then we'll add even more layers on top of that. So that is, oh, this one I do 3. Well, all the others I only use 2 little pieces, but this one gets 3 of them. That plaid paper, oh my gosh, it is so cute. I've had it for a really long time. I think it is Stampin' Up! From years and years ago. And as I was shopping my stash to create the fall junk journals, I came across papers that I thought would fit perfect into the junk journals. And those plaid papers are gorgeous. And I've used them all up. I don't have any of those left. And I know they're old Stampin' Up, but gorgeous. I think I was hoarding those, yeah, because I just loved them. So now we start building on the layers. And I could not find a script stamp that wasn't mounted. So I pulled this stamp. It is a Tiffany & Company stamp from Stamp Francisco. Love it. A couple years ago, Gail Agostinelli worked on a project and she used this stamp set. And I Googled the stamp and I found it at Stamp Francisco and immediately ordered it. I love it. So this is the one that I reached for. And the reason I wanted a script stamp is I'm just going to lightly press it around the Rolodex card. I'm trying to show you here what the stamp looks like. I didn't do a very good job. It is kind of bright. I've got my lamp on and I've got the sunlight coming in, so it washes out the color a little bit. My apologies. So you can see how I am just pressing it onto the ink pad, and I just went ahead and used vintage photo because I already had it at the ready. And I just want to add more visual interest to that background. So I inked it and then I spritzed it with a little bit of water so it kind of blurs it. and gives it a watercolor look, because I'm not too interested in having it be legible. I'm creating, again, I've said it how many times now? 10 times, visual interest. So, and I know maybe I've got a script cling stamp. I think I do, but I only went through my wood mounted stamps, and then I came across my little baggie of these Stamp Francisco stamps. Wow, I didn't get tongue tied on that one. So you can see how I am just haphazardly. Is it haphazardly or haphazard? Haphazardly. You know what I mean. And I'm just, randomly stamping it on the front. Now I'm going to clean my stamp on my little, I don't know what it's called, ink chamois, clean chamois. I don't know. My sister gave it to me as a gift a while ago. And I usually have a cloth or a baby wipe, but I'm trying not to use as many baby wipes. I'm trying to use, my supplies. I've had these for a while, so I'm going to use it. And I think that says Firefly. Firefly, if you were interested. So that is what I'm using. Oh, but I am using a paper towel, aren't I? Okay, so now that we have our background, and that was pretty easy, right? I'm telling you, as long as you have all of your components, first you have to start with an idea, and then we have to execute the idea. And so now we're going to grab all of our little components. Tim Holtz calls this compartmentalizing. And it's just a perfect way of getting all your things together and gathered. So now I'm just kind of laying things out, choosing my little bits and pieces, and I'm not going to spend too much time doing this, but I've got a lot of choices. And I thought I would create different ones from the ones that I did off camera, but I'm actually going to stick with the felt sunflower. I really like that other sunflower die cut, but I have one of these felt sunflowers left, and so I thought I'd just go ahead and use it. And I was actually thinking about driving over to Hobby Lobby today and checking to see if there were any others left, but I changed my mind. I convinced myself not to, because I can walk in and buy a packet of these for a couple dollars, or the intention of only spending a couple dollars, and then it ends up into a couple $100. And so we're not going to do that today. We're going to use what we have. I'm using hot glue because it dries really quick, and I already had it plugged in just in case. Just in case I made these on camera, I just left my glue gun plugged in. That is, it's what I used for the others, so why not? That little pink finger cover is from Dollar Tree, and it comes in really handy. That hot glue gun does not have temperature settings. It just comes out fire hot. It's so freaking hot. And I can't tell you how many times I burnt myself, you guys. And then I remembered that my sister had given me this little silicone tip, and it's great for holding down the things and without burning your finger. So comes in handy. They are still at the Dollar Tree. I know this because I was there a few days ago. I did walk in with a budget, though, when I went to the Dollar Tree. I had a $5 budget. I ended up spending $15, but I think as long as you walk in with the budget in mind, maybe you won't go too far off your budget. So we are going to also glue down the little rosettes. It's just the easiest thing to do. These have a little bit of weight to them, and I think the glue gun is just perfect. And I have that little silicone mat. It's also an old silicone mat that I purchased from Stampin' Up! A long time ago. And now that's just where my glue gun rests. I do have a mini glue gun that I could use that does have temperature settings. I didn't think about doing that. I'm pointing out that on those other Rolodex cards, I used a few gems in the center, but I'm not going to do it to this last one. I actually like the way it looks without it. But since I have already done the others, I'll just leave those as they are. But this one will not have the gems in it. But I am going to add a gem to the rosette. And I'm adding extra adhesive just in case. I don't want things coming apart. And that's the reason why I use extra glue. The glitter leaves are just a perfect little addition of glimmer. I just love it. They looked, so I was originally going to use just cardstock, just plain cardstock for the leaves. But I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of glimmer, and these leaves are perfect for that. It's just a little bit of shine, a little bit of glitter. Why not? Make it bright and sparkly. These word stickers are from the Occasions booklet, and I am pulling the ones that are specific to autumn, fall, Thanksgiving. They lend themselves for these Rolodex cards for the overall theme, and so I'm glad that I had those. Or I would have just somehow created phrases from, like big chat, the big chat words where they're single words. I would have put some phrases together for that. Some of the strips are too long, obviously, so I'm just going to trim them down and then glue them separately so they fit nicely onto the card. It took me a while to get used to these tweezers, you guys. When I first got them, I thought I had made a mistake in purchasing them, but practice makes better, and so now the more I use them, the more I like them, and I find myself reaching for them more often. I love these. These are so cute, you guys. I love these so much, and they are going to be perfect in the junk journals. I can't wait to show you a flip through of those journals. By the way, I am on Instagram, and I will have my handle linked down below. So if you'd like to go see me on Instagram, I welcome you. I'm trying to get better at posting more often, but I show you, sneak peeks of things that I'm currently working on. I try. Let me know what you think about these. I love working on Rolodex cards. I have a lot of other videos, and I will link some of those down below where I work on all kinds of different Rolodex cards. I have been doing this for a few years now, and I think one of my popular videos is a flip through of one of my Rolodex, or a few of my Rolodexes from 2020, I think is what it is. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you were inspired to create. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later.